delegate. Let me say that again. Delegate, automate, or stop doing what you hate. If you are tired all day, outside of the physical factors like, your diet's bad, you're not sleeping, and you're hitting snooze 100 times and you don't want to wake up and you're not excited about life, it's because your life sucks and you're doing what you hate. For example, if I had to be a taxi driver, okay, I would be tired all day. My back would hurt sitting still in the cab. I would have no energy because I'm entirely stifled the entire day because I'm doing something that I absolutely hate. Most people hate their jobs. I mean, it would be a totally different world if everybody had a set and refused to work in a factory and refused to work as a taxi driver. But that's not the case. The case is many people are just willing to take whatever job and they don't push through to get out of that situation. And they go into debt and they have a family before they can afford it. And all of a sudden, they're tied to that income and it's difficult to get out. But for you to be able to enjoy your life, because like the modern world is new, like we're not supposed to live in these conditions. We're basically supposed to be hunter-gatherers with a lot of leisure time who hunt for our food, cook it, take care of children, take care of shelter, look out for predators. That's mostly it. All right, that's what we were doing for like a million years before now. But now we've got this complex modern world, and it's a world where so many people have accepted the status quo or have accepted, taking any type of job. Like if everyone in the world said like they wouldn't drive a cab, there would be like maybe a few guys making 400 grand a year driving a cab for 4 hours a day because they'd be the only ones willing to do it and they'd get paid really well. But people are willing to do anything, and people live in such fear consciousness and believe so little in their own abilities that they're willing to do these jobs and they're willing to stay in these jobs. Even guys who are highly intelligent. I mean, like one of my young clients, we're working on getting rid of his fear consciousness about leaving his job. And he's already making almost as much from his personal training business as he is from his job after tax within like 4 months of us doing this on the side of his job. Okay, as opposed to getting the job took him about 20 years because he needed a bachelor's degree for that job. Okay. Now he hates everything. He hates that job. I would hate that job too. Okay, but he's inspired. He's got energy because he's moving on, getting out of that job. So that's the thing. You might be thinking, well, maybe I can't just quit my job. Or maybe you're a really successful guy and you've got a successful business already. And you're thinking, well, I can't just shut down the business. The answer is yes, you can. You can always do that. You can always go sell ice cream bars on the beach and make $100 a day. Okay. You could sell anything. But I get it. Like there is a period where like if you don't have any cash, you're kind of taking a big gamble. So there is a survival period. I was in survival for a long time without realizing it. I would still creep back into survival thinking, even when I was over in Thailand, because I had so much fear consciousness about like revenue, because I lived and died on these like sales revenue targets. And even though I'd saved a lot of money and like I was cruising, and like the apartment that you guys saw me in for a number of years was $300 a month. Like it was a joke to live over there. Like there would be months where I'd spend $1,000 or like $1,500 at the most. And this is like eating well and living well. But like there is something to be said about being in survival, okay? You want to get out of that as fast as possible. Like if you're doing what I did, you're working that sales job, just save every dollar, build your business on the side, get the fuck out, go right into something that you love, and stay in thrival. If you're a successful business owner already, there's a good chance you're fucking miserable, okay? Some of the most miserable people in the world are guys who have a lot of money and have a successful business, and a lot of them get fat. And here's the reason why: it's fucking stressful. You're doing so much stuff that you hate to get money. Like your entire day is like Chinese water torture, just like drip, 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 drip. Everything you hate. And it's just constant putting out fires, trying to build an empire. Which is why I tell guys like, hey, maybe you don't want to build an empire. Maybe you want a sole proprietor type of business, or you can scale up to 250 grand a year without having to hire somebody, or maybe like a couple employees. And then maybe after that, you know, you scale a bit further with those guys, and then you cull the bottom half of your clients, and you cull a couple of the negative employees, and you keep around 2 half employees who are like really good. Okay. This is something I was talking about with a client of mine who's, you know, an insurance broker doing 300 grand a year. Okay. But he's barely taking home more than when he was by himself, even though he has a staff of 5. Because they're servicing so many low-level clients and dealing with a couple people in the office to manage those clients who are not ultimately productive. And his whole day was like doing stuff that wasn't all that exciting, as opposed to being able to go out and close $10,000, $20,000 deals and get his client roster down from 400 clients to maybe 50 clients. Right? Or there were some guys in his industry who were doing 500-600K a year with 3 or 4 clients, which is where I'd rather be. I'd rather be dealing with those 20 or 30 or 40 clients at the most, servicing them really well. That's what I would be doing. Like if I'd stayed in Toronto and been an insurance broker, right? There was financial services, real estate, insurance. Those are the big 3 service businesses. It would be high ticket, it would be premium, it would be boutique, it would be dealing with really good clients, maybe a couple support staff, and trying to take home like 400, you know, and be good with that. I'm not an empire builder. So at the end of the day, with the exception of this, I want to build the empire kind of like online with just mass, but not a mass of people that I have to manage, because now that's something I hate. I want to not do stuff that I hate, okay? And that's what money allows you to do, okay? But a lot of guys keep doing stuff that they hate for money to make more money, so that they have more money to put into their business to do more stuff that they hate. And it just doesn't end, okay? Remember, like, money's the tool for freedom. Money's the tool for happiness. Money allows you not to have to do stuff that you hate. That's the fucking point, right? Not to like never work. Let me just adjust this here because you'll get bored. Money is the tool to either let you stop doing stuff that you hate, delegate what you hate, or automate what you hate. I've automated a lot of stuff that I hate. I pay like 10 companies a month to do stuff for me. And then I've got one kind of half employee for my 6-figure business. And then basically all I do is coaching and videos, and gonna release my course. Gonna kind of move to like a quasi group coaching model with that, so that I can free up my schedule. Like, I love having clients, but then, you know, it was starting to become like 8 hours a day of calls. I'm kind of like back in my sales job, except now I actually love my clients and like they're pleasant to talk to, but I'm basically tied to the phone. I gotta be home all day to make sure the Wi-Fi is good and there's not a bunch of noise on the call. And I really want to be able to do a lot more content. I want to be able to do a lot more research. I want to be able to do a lot more, maybe invest in more camera equipment and all that other stuff, and really like blow up and reach a lot of people. Like, content and research is what I really love to do, and then maybe like in person. Like I've been watching a lot of Julian Blanc's videos lately, and I really like what he's doing. I think it looks like he puts on some killer events, and moving more towards a model of what I love, and having like money being in there is the target, but by far not the main target. By far, by far, by far. And this is where someone like I would differ from Grant Cardone. Like I like a lot of Grant Cardone stuff. But ultimately the whole point is to be able to like wake up, hit your alarm clock, not hit snooze a million times, and roll out of bed and look at your calendar and look at your to-do list and look at your tick organizational system, which you get from my book, How to Get Organized, soon to be in my course, and just be like, all good. What am I doing today? All good shit, right? Wake up, total energy, right? Like here's how my ideal day would look. Wake up at 5 or 6, and I've got most of this going already. Okay, I'm in sunshine, which means I'm probably bouncing back between Southeast Asia, where I used to live, Eastern Europe, where I am now. Won't be doing this winter again. It's mostly over. Okay, because sunshine's super important. So I wake up, sun's coming up, or maybe just before. Wake up around 5 or 6. Handle my daily morning routine and my weekly or my daily communications routine, which is like answering emails, WhatsApps, etc., etc. That's done. Shower up, hit the gym. 2 hours in the gym. I'm doing light weights now. I'm kind of doing this major circuit around the gym, turning it into a damn Pilates studio to get those endorphins out. Really lightweight, strengthening up the joints, and I feel fantastic after it. Come home, shower again, probably lie down for about half an hour, but without falling asleep. Okay. Then I'll probably check in on my group coaching, respond to messages, because I'll have released my course. Then I might have maybe one call. Like I probably wouldn't want to do more than one call a day. Calls will be an hour every weekday. And then I'll probably do some research. I'll do a video, do some research. And then the rest of the day's mine to spend with my girlfriends or the homies, or to go for a sauna or a steam bath, or to, like if I'm in Asia, take my motorcycle up the mountain, to do a meditation, to do like a deep dive into myself and see like how to maximize happiness, and then can I be able to transfer that to you guys. Basically, I've got a really good idea of what my ideal day looks like. It also doesn't cost a whole lot because I hate traveling. I don't even really care about shopping. Like all this furniture you see, like I'm renting this place pre-furnished, with the exception of that Xbox 360 over there, which I could leave on a dime. I could put my clothes into basically one suitcase. So I could do all that between Southeast Asia and Eastern Europe for like $3,000 a month, and still that we're talking about like totally like never cooking. I mean, I live on the food delivery apps, right? Being able to go to the best gyms, being able to go to the best restaurants if I'm taking somebody out, being able to maybe do little trips here and there, which I'm not even all that crazy about, and just be good. And then the rest of the cash I'm just stacking and just like buying more security, and then maybe like putting that back into the business to reach a higher audience and try and get like fame, because I think that would be exciting, like to be able to get my message on like a large audience without going full retard, meaning like, those like dumb thumbnails with like this one simple trick to, I would think that would be super dope. I have a ton of energy for that lifestyle. So like, what's your ideal day look like? Okay, all this is going to be broken down in the course when it's coming up, but you want to be able to be living your ideal day, where like back to back you're like good. Okay, another client of mine, he's a developer, so we got him working remotely from home. That was the first step. Instead of quitting the job, we just got him working remotely, and the 8 hours a day he used to do at the office, we got it down to 2 focused hours a day, because that's really all most employees put it, is like two focused hours a day. Okay, in addition to that, he's doing another 2 to 3 hours on these other clients that we've been pushing him to get after. And we've got his hourly rate up to maybe like $150 an hour, 5 hours a day. He's making more money at 23 than he ever has before. He's almost making as much, if not, will soon be making as much from his job as he is from freelancing as a developer. We're aiming for 200K this year. He's about 23. We're gonna get him $2,500 a month pad in downtown. Okay. Rest of his day is gonna be spent, after like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. He's done with his clients. He's probably done selling as well. He's done his 2 or 3 hours of selling, right? He's gonna have 4 or 5 hours of focused work a day. Rest of the day will be hitting the gym, seeing girls, playing guitar, playing in a band at night, and becoming like a mini celebrity within his city from his cover band and playing like a show or 2 a week, having like a big Facebook following and making like 200K a year with like not a whole lot of expenses outside of like a nice apartment in America in downtown for like $2,500 a month, but still going to be able to save like at least 10 grand a month, including the taxes. So like, and the work that he's doing is going to be work that he's enjoying. Like we figured out like there's a lot of, he's like a top 0.1% program. He's a fucking rock star. But there's a lot of shit within programming that's boring as fuck for him. What he likes is novelty and doing new projects and doing like mobile development and building apps, right? Like I couldn't program a microwave, so I only have a limited understanding of like what he actually does. But all I know is that like we don't have him doing shit that he hates, because then it's hard for him to even do an hour of focused work, okay? And he's gonna be so much better anyways at doing stuff that he loves. Now, is everybody in the world gonna be able to do what they love? Well, not in this current world, not in a world with janitors and taxi drivers. I mean, no, like if everybody stopped doing that stuff and we tried to live like a more natural life, like I would be okay with that. Like I would be okay if everybody was happy and smiling, going to pick up my food, like losing the food delivery. But, we're not gonna live in a world like that because there's just so much programming. Okay, people are so programmed to do that. So most people aren't going to have the option, or most people aren't going to do what they love, but everyone has the option.